Hi and welcome to Movies Suck. Well, I'm going to have to try and make this quick because, as you know, I can yabber on a bit. Star Trek actress Marina Sirtis says Kirstie Alley is dead to her, describes her as evil. And why? Why would she think that Kirstie Alley was evil? What could the reason possibly be? What could Kirstie Alley have said that would make someone like Marina Sirtis think that she was evil? I don't know. What could it be? Well, let's read a bit further and perhaps we will be enlightened. So, Star Trek The Next Generation and Star Trek Lower Decks actress Marina Sirtis. Is there much acting going on Lower Decks? I thought that was some sort of animation. Yes, I haven't paid attention much because it turned out to be a load of woke nonsense as far as I'm aware. But anyway, she said that Kirstie Alley is dead to her after the Wrath of Khan actress expressed her support for President Donald Trump. On October 17th, Alley, who played Sarvik in Star Trek II The Wrath of Khan, took to Twitter where she wrote, "I'm voting for Donald Trump because he's not a politician. I voted for him 4 years ago for this reason, and I shall vote for him again for this reason." She added, "He gets things done quickly, and he will turn the economy around quickly." There you have it, folks. There you have it. And there indeed you do have it. Were you to give the economy to Biden? Well, he was talking about a lockdown again, which would no doubt lose millions upon millions of people's jobs, livelihoods, lives, through probably starvation and who knows what. Depression, suicide. Yeah, you get the picture. The last one was bad enough. In response to this tweet, Star Trek The Next Generation actress Marina Sirtis, who plays Deanna Troi, wrote on Twitter, "You are now dead to me. Oh no." What a pity. I bet that Kirstie Alley was just shocked and appalled if she noticed. Sirtis would follow that up with a number of subsequent tweets. She added, "You're also blocked. I don't need to hear your crazy song." She added, "You're also blocked. I don't need to hear your crazed Scientology BS." And to be fair, that is a very, very valid comment. No one needs to hear any crazed Scientology bullshit. I've read plenty about Scientology. I spent quite a long time looking into Scientology because I was just very curious as to why people like Tom Cruise and I forgot what the name of the dude is that played My Name is Earl, and a bunch of other people, Will Smith, why these people would consider Scientology as a real religion. I don't know. It's completely mental. Some of the stuff they do in Scientology is unbelievably mental, so calling her out on that was entirely fair. For an Englishman to an Englishwoman, yes, you are right, we don't need to hear Scientology bullshit. Of course, as an English woman, you would hope that she was intelligent enough and bright enough and had enough logical reasoning not to suffer from Trump derangement syndrome. But she moved to America quite a long time ago and spent a long time in Hollywood, so has managed to pick up a few Hollywoodisms and has now become mentally deranged, as you can tell, although if you look at her Twitter, she is English enough to care about dogs a lot, which I approve of a great deal. But let's carry on reading. Then she wrote, "Hey Kirstie, next time your electricity goes out, I suggest you call a plumber, because that is your demented reasoning. Hashtag batshit crazy." Curious that you would say that that's the kind of reasoning for someone who would be a Trump supporter, because that sounds like the kind of reasoning that a Democrat would have. Because obviously when they think democracy, they think, let's get out in the streets and destroy people's property, force them to stop speaking, attack them at their homes. No, hang on, this doesn't sound overly democratic, does it? Yeah, you've got a bit confused over who the batshit crazy ones are here. Although anyone who's a Scientologist has got to be at least a very small bit batshit crazy, possibly at least halfway. Nevertheless, she continued to explain that it means that I will no longer watch anything she ever appeared in, and I have blocked her. She's not actually dead. Geez, talk about being literal. And no one would have thought you meant that, because drop dead is just a classic phrase. Or you're dead to me because, you're too pathetic to actually talk to people. Interestingly, despite her numerous comments in response to Alley, she would claim that, to be honest, I don't care about her that much to take the time. Well, this was when someone pointed out that, wow, you're just so mentally deranged about her, why didn't you burn in effigy as well? And then she just said, no, I don't really care much about Kirstie Alley, even though I'm now going to spend, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours, 7 or 8 tweets complaining about her. Yeah, that doesn't sound like someone that's not bothered. She would then insinuate that Alley was supporting evil by writing, "Evil triumphs when good men and women stay silent." This is in reply to a tweet that someone said, "Screw you, it's compromising, placating people like you that have allowed these fascists to come to power. No longer do we have the luxury of just engaging with them. The country is at its end. You must either call them out or you have joined them. Keep it up, Marina. Yeah, and then she replied with, evil triumphs and good men, and then added women, because, modern days. Stay silent. But she's replying to someone who's completely deranged. She's replying to someone that thinks that America is going down the pan because of Trump. Even though, he added more jobs, got more people employed, black people included at their highest ever rates of working, and made the country so much better than it was, tried to bring manufacturing back to the US instead of, letting China have it all and Mexico building. It's utterly bizarre that these people think this way, when all Trump has done is make America better. But some people just cannot get over the derangement. It started off with the mainstream media and some crazy campaign that Hillary Clinton cooked up to try and discredit him with this whole Russia nonsense. And they've just gone mental since, and they've been unable to take their head out of the mental barrel. They've just got their head in the mental barrel. They're screaming. It's completely black in there because there's no light. They can't be enlightened when they cannot see. And so they're just screaming to themselves, and there's a bunch of other people who have got their heads in barrels. They're all screaming together. There's probably a big warehouse full of barrels, and these people with their heads jammed in them just scream. It's completely insane. And they can't hear anyone else trying to say anything to them. Maybe they've got like little tunnels between all the barrels so they can hear each other screaming about how mental it is, and that's all they can hear. Echo chamber. Sirtis then ups the alley by describing Alley. Alley, oh god. Sirtis then upped the ante by describing Alley and all other supporters of President Donald Trump as racist, misogynist, and xenophobes. She actually said, it isn't. He's a racist, bigot, misogynist, and a xenophobe. The people who voted for him have the same beliefs. They voted for one of their own. That's a big step to accuse half of the American or half of the United States as being misogynist, bigots, racists, and xenophobes. That's a big jump. And I don't know if you Americans out there care, but I wouldn't want an English woman over there yelling at you that you're a bloody racist, a bigot. I know she has become a naturalized American citizen, but she still classifies herself as an English woman. So, as well as I guess she thinks of herself as an American woman sometimes as well. But whenever she dislikes what America's doing, she goes, "Oh, I'm English." So, yeah, piss off, Marina. At least that's what half of America is no doubt yelling at her. When asked if her animosity towards Alley was personal, Sirtis would claim, "I've never met the woman, but she's perfectly happy, although not knowing her, not knowing anything about her, especially not actually ever spoken to her, describing her in the way she has. She's perfectly happy to yell these horrible things at someone. If I were Kirstie Alley, I would possibly have to consider suing her for these sorts of statements. Even though everyone who's been called racist, bigots, they're just words now. The word racist really doesn't have much meaning left. They've taken all that meaning and flushed it down the toilet of bullshit words that they just yell at people because they don't like them. Along with Nazi. Nowadays it's just like, oh no, look at the Nazi. He's white, he's a male, he's got a job, he loves his family, he looks after his family. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a Nazi. He supports his country, doesn't break the law. What a Nazi. This is where the words have got to. So, not having met the woman, she doesn't care about her at all, but spends much of her time tweeting about how she doesn't like her. And then she says, "As an American, I have free speech and can respond to evil in any way I see fit." Yes, you can, and you can say anything you like. Anything. It's perfectly fine. Although I'm not sure slandering people, even in America, is perfectly fine, but at least you do have the right to say what you feel like. Sirtis is no stranger to expressing her political opinions in an interview with The Big Issue, which is an English paper often sold on the streets of London. Back in June 2019, the actress claimed that Republicans cannot be Star Trek fans. She stated, "You feel like saying, 'Did you watch the show?' Because you are saying the exact opposite of what the show represents. It's an oxymoron. A Star Trek fan does not equal a Republican. It doesn't." And does she realize that also, Star Trek fans wouldn't necessarily be communists? That doesn't really sound very Star Trek either. Sirtis added, "The people who I hear from on social media, I don't get how they can be huge fans of the show and my character and think the way they do." Yeah, what you mean they're not communists? Yeah, we already know this. Okay, fine. In that same interview, she also insinuated that supporters of Donald Trump are racist, something she would now outright says as noted in her tweets above, which she does. She says that all Trump supporters are racist, bigots, misogynists. Yeah, all those female misogynists everywhere. Odd. And all those black racists, which is actually true. Black people can be entirely racist, and there are very, very many of them. but they're not just naturally racist just because they support Trump. She's utterly off her head. In the interview, Sirtis stated, "The thing is, I'm very outspoken. I say what I think. Trump and Brexit are both about immigration. That's the bottom line. And you know what? We've got to stop using euphemisms like I just did. It's all about immigration is a euphemism for racism. We sugarcoat it. That's how they get away with it. We've got to call it for what it is. Fear of the other." Well, yeah, fear of the other sodding foreigners who like to try and murder us. That's one thing. Fear of having your country overrun. That's another thing. Belief in actually having proper immigration and borders because that's how countries work. That's another thing. She is completely mental. The actress elaborated, "The other right now is people who don't have white skin or aren't Christian. Oh my god. I hate that we sugarcoat it and use euphemisms like populist. Let's call it what it is. Let's call these people out." Yeah, no, that's not what the other is. And if you live in the UK, we currently have a massive problem with what you would consider the other. Our children are suffering, specifically our female white children are suffering at massive rates that are being ignored by the police because they don't want people to say racist to them. And apparently that means more than, saving children from being raped. Because if you're a policeman in this country, or at least in charge of the police, then you would say, no, we should probably let them rape 30 or 40, maybe 100,000 little white girls. Otherwise, they're going to call us racist if we mention who these people are that are doing it. So let's let them get on with it. We'll just pretend we didn't notice. And then when they complain, we'll say, well, they just wanted to do it, don't they? That's what they wanted. Fuck these people. Just fuck these people. Jesus Christ. Now I'm starting to get angry. Anyway, this is how Trump is doing it. He's giving them permission to be their hateful selves because there's no consequences. They don't feel embarrassed to say the things they would have been embarrassed to say when Obama was president, she continued. She then indicated that she couldn't live in the United States anymore. She stated, "It's like they pulled the scab off the wound and pus is all pouring out. That is what it's like in the US at the minute." Ever since this whole nonsense Black Lives Matter shit started and all the communists came out, that's what it's like. All these communists just pouring out of this open sore. It's a perfect metaphor, and it is just disgusting. And then she says, "I don't think I can live here anymore. I don't think English people are as bad. British people have a reputation across the world for being snooty, cold, and distant. But we're authentic. We're much more authentic than Americans. See what I mean about the fact that she seems to want to be American when it suits her, but otherwise she just considers herself to be English. So half of America can tell her to fuck off. Stupid woman." Anyway, Sirtis wasn't alone in responding to Alley. Star Trek original series actor George Takei also responded. He wrote, "I was going to do the voice then. I don't think I could actually get away with it. I actually don't care what Kirstie Alleys thinks, and neither should you." That was terrible. I sounded more like Sean Connery. I apologize for that impersonation. He then added, "She's already in one cult, so this isn't a surprise." Actually, she is in a cult. Scientology is one crazy cult. But nevertheless, her opinion on Donald Trump and that is completely sound. Anyway, apparently it says that Ali hasn't responded to either Sirtis or Takei. However, she did tweet, "I'm voting for a system. I've narrowed it down for myself. It's either a vote for Republic or a vote for socialism. It's okay if you disagree. We can still be friends standing together in the gas station lines if your team wins." I think she meant bread lines there. Anyway, incidentally, she kind of replied. If you go to Kirstie Alleys' Twitter, she said, "I welcome your insults, I really do. Most make me laugh, but the tired ones are 'I like Diane better than you,' 'Okay boomer,' says a Scientologist, and 'Eat a cheeseburger.' Eat a cheeseburger? Is that an insult? I wouldn't mind eating a cheeseburger right now. If you want to smack me down, get original. I'll read the really awesome ones on my next podcast." Good for her. Tell these people where to go. She actually makes a lot of sense on her Twitter. I haven't actually spotted any Scientologist nonsense on there, but the stuff she says about Trump and the Democrats are actually all pretty sensible. Like this one. "Congratulations, Seattle, on allowing so much destruction that your police are fleeing in record numbers because of a socialist local government that's going to get a lot worse." See? Not entirely silly things she's saying, and I haven't spotted the Scientology nonsense yet. But anyway, this has been Movies Suck, saying that Marina Sirtis is suffering from a serious case of TDS, and that let's hope Trump wins. Because I would love to see the butt hurt of these people after that. That was going to be so much fun. All those salty tears. Signing out. Leave a like, share, subscribe. I will catch you guys on the flip side.